Hi friends. Let me take you on an exciting journey into the heart of Stoicism and introduce you to Stoic philosophy. Do not do these 7 things when your wife is upset. Number 1. Avoid escalating the situation. When your wife is upset, one of the most important things you can do is avoid escalating the situation. Stoic philosophy teaches us to stay calm in moments of emotional intensity, recognizing that we cannot control others' emotions, only our own reactions. Escalating a conflict through anger, frustration, or defensiveness only deepens the divide. Instead, practice self-control and patience. This creates an environment where your wife feels safe to express herself without fear of making things worse. Calmness can shift the conversation from conflict to understanding. By choosing not to escalate, you are also choosing peace over conflict. According to Stoic wisdom, reacting impulsively with heightened emotion often leads to regret. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to say something hurtful or unproductive, which can only amplify your wife's upset feelings. Instead, try to pause before responding, giving yourself time to assess the situation rationally. This pause can prevent the situation from spiraling into a more significant issue and keeps the discussion constructive. When your wife is upset, one of the most important things you can do is avoid escalating the situation. Stoic philosophy teaches us to stay calm in moments of emotional intensity, recognizing that we cannot control others' emotions, only our own reactions. Escalating a conflict through anger, frustration, or defensiveness only deepens the divide. Instead, practice self-control and patience. This creates an environment where your wife feels safe to express herself without fear of making things worse. Calmness can shift the conversation from conflict to understanding. Escalating a situation can also create a defensive atmosphere, where both sides feel attacked rather than understood. In Stoicism, the concept of ataraxia, inner tranquility, is key. By remaining calm and avoiding escalation, you protect your peace of mind and maintain control over the situation. You create space for empathy and understanding, helping both you and your wife move toward a more peaceful resolution. The focus shifts from winning an argument to understanding one another. In practical terms, avoiding escalation means being mindful of your tone, body language, and words. A calm voice, open posture, and thoughtful responses can make a significant difference in how the conversation unfolds. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the power of measured responses and staying composed under pressure. This approach not only helps maintain your inner balance but also signals to your wife that you are approaching the issue with respect and care, rather than aggression or impatience. Furthermore, from a psychological perspective, calm reactions to conflict show emotional maturity. When you keep your cool, you are demonstrating that you value resolution over being right. Your composed response can set the tone for the entire conversation, helping to de-escalate tension and bringing a sense of stability to the situation. Rather than contributing to the emotional chaos, you are providing an anchor of calm, allowing your wife to feel supported and heard in her frustration. In the end, avoiding escalation is about prioritizing connection and understanding over confrontation. When emotions are high, a calm demeanor can make all the difference in diffusing tension. Stoic philosophy reminds us to approach challenges with reason and composure, knowing that true strength lies in staying grounded, not in overpowering others with force. By embracing this mindset, you create the opportunity for meaningful communication and a more harmonious relationship, even in moments of emotional turbulence. Number 2. Do not interrupt. When your wife is upset, one of the most important things you can do is avoid interrupting her. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of patience and listening, teaching us that we cannot control others' emotions, only our reactions. Interrupting sends the message that you're more focused on your point of view than on understanding hers. Instead, let her express her feelings fully before you respond. This act of listening not only shows respect but also allows you to gain a clearer understanding of her concerns without making things worse. Interrupting during a heated moment often adds fuel to the fire. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm and composed, even when emotions are running high. By not interrupting, you practice self-discipline, a core Stoic principle. This creates a peaceful space for communication, helping to prevent escalation. It's essential to understand that her emotions deserve validation, and your role is to be patient, allowing her to share her perspective without cutting her off or trying to solve the problem prematurely. From a psychological standpoint, interrupting can be seen as dismissive, making your wife feel unheard and unimportant. When you interrupt, it shows that you're more focused on defending yourself or controlling the narrative rather than genuinely listening. This can intensify her feelings of frustration and upset. By practicing patience and staying silent until she's finished speaking, you demonstrate emotional maturity and empathy. This approach can help calm the situation, as she'll feel that her concerns are being taken seriously. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the power of silence. Sometimes, the best response is not to respond at all until the other person has said everything they need to. Silence is a form of control over your own impulses. Instead of jumping in with solutions or rebuttals, silence creates space for deeper reflection. This pause allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, a key teaching from Stoicism. This silence can diffuse tension and provide a moment of calm in the conversation, benefiting both parties. Additionally, not interrupting fosters better communication. When your wife feels heard, she's more likely to be receptive to your input. In contrast, interrupting can make her feel that you're minimizing her feelings or dismissing her point of view. By patiently listening, you strengthen trust and show that you value her thoughts. This kind of active listening is a vital part of healthy relationships and helps build a foundation of mutual respect. It turns a potential argument into a constructive conversation. Interruptions often arise from a desire to defend ourselves or fix the problem immediately, but Stoicism teaches us to let go of the need to control every outcome. By refraining from interrupting, you embrace the idea that some things are beyond your control, such as her initial emotional reaction. Accepting this can reduce stress and anxiety for both of you. Your focus shifts from trying to control the conversation to genuinely understanding her emotions, which can lead to a more peaceful resolution. In conclusion, choosing not to interrupt when your wife is upset is a powerful way to show emotional intelligence and practice the teachings of Stoicism. It's about patience, respect, and understanding, qualities that not only improve the situation at hand, but strengthen your relationship over time. Letting her express her feelings without interruption creates a space for healing, understanding, and more effective communication. This simple, yet profound, practice can transform moments of conflict into opportunities for deeper connection and mutual respect. Number 3. Don't dismiss her feelings. When your wife is upset, one of the most important things to avoid is dismissing her feelings. According to Stoic philosophy, it's essential to recognize and respect the emotions of others, even if you don't fully understand them. Dismissing her feelings can deepen her frustration and create a barrier between you. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to approach these moments with empathy and understanding. By validating her emotions, you demonstrate that you value her perspective, which fosters a more supportive and harmonious relationship. Dismissal of feelings often stems from a desire to quickly fix the problem or move past the discomfort. However, Stoicism teaches that true wisdom lies in acknowledging and accepting what we cannot control, like someone else's feelings. When you dismiss her emotions, you're effectively saying that her feelings are not worth your time or attention. This can be deeply hurtful. Instead, practice patience and show that you are willing to listen and understand, regardless of whether or not you agree with her perspective. From a psychological standpoint, dismissing someone's emotions can lead to increased stress and a sense of invalidation. When you disregard her feelings, it can make her feel like her concerns are unimportant or irrelevant. Stoicism encourages us to approach such situations with a sense of calm and composure, focusing on how we can be supportive rather than how we can quickly resolve the issue. This approach not only respects her emotional state but also contributes to a more constructive dialogue. In moments of conflict, it can be tempting to offer solutions or downplay her feelings, but Stoicism teaches us the importance of acceptance. Accept that her feelings are valid, even if they seem disproportionate to you. By doing so, you acknowledge the human experience of emotion as something that is real and significant. This acceptance helps build a foundation of trust and understanding. It shows that you value her as an individual, not just for how she fits into your plans or expectations. Practicing empathy rather than dismissal aligns with Stoic principles of virtue and self-control. By taking the time to understand her feelings, you demonstrate moral character and emotional intelligence. This not only improves the immediate situation but also strengthens the overall quality of your relationship. Emotional validation can act as a powerful tool for connection and healing, showing that you care about her well-being and are committed to a respectful and supportive partnership. Avoiding dismissal also helps in managing your own reactions and maintaining inner peace. Stoicism teaches us to control our responses and not let our emotions dictate our actions. By focusing on understanding rather than dismissing, you create a space for more meaningful communication and reduce the likelihood of escalating the situation. This approach helps you remain calm and composed, allowing you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. In conclusion, choosing not to dismiss your wife's feelings is a key practice in maintaining a healthy and respectful relationship. Embracing Stoic principles of empathy, patience, and acceptance, you foster a more supportive environment. Recognize that her emotions are valid and worthy of attention. This approach not only aids in resolving conflicts, but also builds a stronger, more connected partnership. By valuing her emotional experience, you demonstrate commitment to a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding. Number 4. Avoid making it about yourself. When your wife is upset, it's crucial to avoid making the situation about yourself. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within your control and respecting others' experiences. Turning the focus onto your own feelings or needs can exacerbate the situation, making her feel unheard and invalidated. Instead, approach the situation with the intent to support her rather than to address your own discomfort. By maintaining a selfless attitude, you show empathy and strengthen your relationship. Making the situation about yourself often stems from a desire to alleviate your own discomfort. Stoicism teaches us to accept what we cannot control and to manage our responses. When your wife is upset, diverting the conversation to your own feelings or concerns can feel dismissive to her. Instead, practice patience and focus on understanding her perspective. This shift not only respects her emotions but also fosters a more constructive and supportive dialogue, allowing her to feel heard and valued. Psychologically, making it about yourself can lead to increased tension and misunderstandings. When you focus on your own feelings, it can prevent you from truly listening to her and addressing her needs. Stoic principles encourage us to exercise self-control and empathy, prioritizing the emotional well-being of others. By refraining from self-centered responses, you create a space where open communication and mutual understanding can flourish, reducing stress and enhancing the quality of your relationship. In Stoic thought, the practice of focusing on others rather than oneself is a key aspect of virtue. By avoiding self-centeredness, you align with the Stoic value of living according to reason and respect. When your wife is upset, your role is to support her through empathy and understanding. This approach not only demonstrates emotional maturity but also reinforces trust and cooperation within your relationship. By putting her needs first, you contribute to a healthier, more balanced partnership. Maintaining the focus on her rather than yourself helps to de-escalate conflicts and foster a more positive atmosphere. Stoicism teaches us to manage our own desires and reactions, especially in challenging situations. By showing that you are attentive to her feelings without turning the situation into a reflection of your own needs, you build a stronger, more resilient relationship. This approach promotes a sense of unity and mutual respect, essential for navigating conflicts effectively. In practice, this means listening actively and offering support without redirecting the conversation to your own issues. When you avoid making her distress about yourself, you create a space for genuine dialogue and problem solving. Stoic wisdom advises us to manage our responses and maintain composure, focusing on what we can control: our actions and reactions. By prioritizing her feelings, you foster a supportive environment that encourages healing and understanding. Ultimately, avoiding self-centered responses during her times of distress reflects a deep commitment to empathy and respect. Stoic philosophy advocates for prioritizing the needs of others and managing our own desires. By focusing on her feelings and avoiding personal distractions, you strengthen your relationship and contribute to a more harmonious partnership. This approach not only enhances the immediate situation but also builds a foundation of trust and mutual support, essential for a lasting and fulfilling relationship. Number 5. Do not offer unsolicited advice. When your wife is upset, offering unsolicited advice can be more harmful than helpful. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within your control and practicing empathy. Unsolicited advice often comes across as presumptuous and dismissive of her current feelings. Instead, listen attentively and offer support only when asked. This approach respects her autonomy and ensures that your guidance is genuinely needed, thereby fostering a more constructive and understanding environment during difficult times. Providing advice without being asked can unintentionally invalidate her emotions. From a Stoic perspective, it's crucial to manage our responses and prioritize others' feelings. By refraining from offering unsolicited advice, you avoid appearing as though you're trying to fix her problems without understanding her perspective. Instead, practice patience and let her express her needs. When advice is requested, offer it with sensitivity and respect, ensuring that your input is welcomed and useful, rather than perceived as a critique. Psychologically, unsolicited advice can increase stress and frustration, as it may feel like an additional burden. Stoic philosophy teaches us to exercise self-control and compassion. By holding back from giving unrequested advice, you allow her the space to process her emotions and find her own solutions. This approach not only shows respect but also builds trust. When she sees that you are genuinely interested in her feelings rather than pushing your solutions, she is more likely to value your support. Stoicism advocates for thoughtful and intentional responses. Offering advice without being asked can disrupt the emotional equilibrium of someone who is already distressed. Instead, practice the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control: your own actions and reactions. By listening attentively and waiting for her to seek advice, you demonstrate patience and understanding. This respectful approach ensures that any advice you provide will be received positively and contributes to a more supportive and harmonious relationship. Maintaining silence until asked for advice reflects maturity and respect. Stoic wisdom teaches us to consider the impact of our words and actions on others. By not offering unsolicited advice, you create a supportive environment where she feels heard and valued. This approach prevents unnecessary conflict and allows for a more open and honest dialogue. When she is ready for guidance, Your thoughtful input will be appreciated and more likely to contribute to a constructive resolution. In practice, this means actively listening and showing empathy without rushing to offer solutions. Stoicism encourages us to manage our impulses and focus on what is truly beneficial for others. By avoiding unsolicited advice, you respect her autonomy and give her the opportunity to navigate her emotions in her own time. This considerate behavior strengthens your relationship and demonstrates your commitment to her well-being, fostering a deeper sense of trust and understanding. Ultimately, choosing not to offer unsolicited advice during her distress highlights your respect for her feelings and needs. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of thoughtful communication and empathy. By refraining from imposing solutions, you show that you value her perspective and are committed to supporting her in a way that aligns with her needs. This approach not only helps in resolving immediate issues, but also builds a foundation for a more supportive and respectful partnership in the long term. Number 6. Do not compare her to others. When your wife is upset, comparing her to others can be incredibly damaging. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on individual virtue and personal growth rather than comparisons. By avoiding comparisons, you respect her unique qualities and circumstances. Instead of measuring her against others, offer support that acknowledges her individual struggles. This approach aligns with Stoic principles of empathy and respect, fostering a more understanding and nurturing environment during difficult times, which is crucial for maintaining a healthy and supportive relationship. Comparing your wife to others, especially when she is distressed, can exacerbate her feelings of inadequacy and frustration. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within our control and accepting others as they are. By refraining from comparisons, you prevent adding unnecessary pressure and judgment. Instead, offer encouragement and understanding, recognizing her personal challenges and strengths. This approach not only aligns with Stoic wisdom, but also demonstrates genuine care and respect for her individual journey. Psychologically, comparisons can undermine self-esteem and increase emotional distress. Stoic philosophy advises us to cultivate inner peace and focus on our own actions and responses. When you avoid comparing your wife to others, you create a supportive space where she feels valued for who she is, rather than how she stacks up against someone else. This respect for her individuality helps to build trust and promotes a more positive and empathetic interaction, especially during emotionally charged moments. Stoicism teaches us that our responses to others' emotions should be guided by understanding and compassion. Comparing your wife to others when she is upset can feel like an attack on her character and efforts. Instead, practice the Stoic principle of acceptance by focusing on her unique situation and providing support based on her individual needs. This approach prevents unnecessary conflict and helps in nurturing a more harmonious and respectful relationship. Maintaining a supportive stance without comparisons reflects maturity and respect. Stoic philosophy encourages us to engage with others in a way that promotes mutual understanding and empathy. By avoiding comparisons, you show that you value your wife's feelings and circumstances as unique to her. This approach helps in creating a more positive environment where she feels heard and supported, ultimately fostering a stronger emotional connection and a more resilient relationship. In practice, this means offering empathy and encouragement without judgment or comparison. Stoicism teaches us to manage our impulses and act with consideration for others' feelings. By focusing on her specific needs and circumstances rather than comparing her to others, you demonstrate respect and understanding. This supportive behavior not only helps address her immediate concerns, but also strengthens the overall quality of your relationship. Ultimately, not comparing your wife to others during her moments of distress is a powerful way to show respect and empathy. Stoic principles emphasize the importance of valuing each person's unique qualities and experiences. By avoiding comparisons, you create a safe space for her to express herself and receive the support she needs. This approach fosters a deeper connection and helps maintain a positive and supportive dynamic, reinforcing your commitment to understanding and caring for her as an individual. Number 7. Don't expect immediate resolution. When your wife is upset, expecting immediate resolution can often exacerbate the situation rather than solve it. Stoic philosophy teaches us the value of patience and understanding. Emotions, especially in conflicts, take time to settle. By pushing for a swift resolution, you risk escalating the issue or appearing dismissive of her feelings. Instead, practice patience, recognizing that time allows for clearer thinking and emotional cooling. This approach fosters a more respectful and effective dialogue, which is vital for a healthy relationship. In moments of tension, your urgency for resolution may not align with her emotional state. Stoicism advises us to control our own responses rather than trying to force another's feelings to conform to our timeline. Acknowledging that she might need time to process her emotions shows empathy and respect. This not only prevents further conflict but also demonstrates a deeper understanding of her needs and a commitment to resolving issues in a meaningful way. Staying calm and composed while waiting for the right time to address the issue aligns with the Stoic principle of maintaining inner tranquility. Your composed demeanor can help create a safe environment where she feels heard and respected. Instead of rushing to fix the problem, use this time to reflect on the situation and prepare a thoughtful approach. This practice helps in delivering a more constructive response when the time is right, contributing to a more harmonious resolution. It is also crucial to avoid pushing for a resolution that might seem quick but superficial. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of thoroughness and quality in our responses. When you avoid pressing for an immediate fix, you give both yourself and her the space to think deeply about the issues at hand. This approach ensures that when discussions do occur, they are based on well-considered reflections rather than reactive, impulsive answers. By practicing patience and allowing the resolution process to unfold naturally, you also model an important aspect of Stoic philosophy: acceptance of things beyond our control. Relationships involve mutual respect and understanding, and pushing for immediate answers can be counterproductive. Embracing the natural course of emotional processing demonstrates a maturity and respect that strengthens trust and intimacy in your relationship. Moreover, allowing time for emotions to settle before addressing the issue can lead to a more balanced and less defensive conversation. This delay helps both partners avoid heated exchanges and ensures that both perspectives are considered thoughtfully. Embracing this patience aligns with the Stoic view of acting in harmony with reason and virtue, fostering a more productive and empathetic dialogue. In summary, not expecting immediate resolution when your wife is upset is a practical application of Stoic philosophy. It involves patience, understanding, and a commitment to respectful dialogue. By allowing time for emotions to settle, you demonstrate empathy and create a space for meaningful conversations. This approach not only helps in resolving conflicts effectively, but also strengthens your relationship through mutual respect and thoughtful communication. I hope these Stoic teachings are useful and effective for you. My goal is to make your life better and more enjoyable. I will accompany you in this interesting and meaningful magazine.